And we got a couple people in here. Let me get started. So we talked about Jack Bech not meeting expectations last year. You can put it on him, or you can put it on Geno Smith, or you can put it on Pete Carroll. So, I mean, what do you think about Jack Bech taking a bigger role in 2026? You think it's going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, I hope it happens, but with seeing Naylor come in, and I think Tucker and Naylor, as of right now, I think Naylor might push ahead. You know what ahead of Tucker. You know what I mean? That's just my what I think right now. You know, I hope he does take a bigger role. You know what I mean? Because I know I've been I was rooting for him. You know what I mean? I feel like he should have did a lot better last year. Now I say not do a lot better, but I feel like we didn't really get to see him like we really wanted to. You know what I mean? Last year, because we really can't. Last year was kind of a wasted year. You know what I mean? But I do want to see him succeed. But a lot of people, a lot of Raiders beat writers are like, hey, man, we got to see this guy show up. You know what I mean? I'm not sure exactly what they're seeing out there, but maybe they're not seeing enough, you know? So I hope he does, because I'm rooting for him. You know what I mean? I know he got his story with his brother and everything. And, you know, I want to see guys like that succeed. And he's a fan favorite, too. A lot of people like him. So those type of guys, I really want to see succeed. You know what I mean? So what do you think about it? I know you really like him.
Yeah, super nice guy. Has all the, I guess you would say, characteristics you want, and that's probably why he was drafted, but that only takes you so far. You got to show up on the field. Like, you can be nice, you can be a team player, but guess what? Your second round pick, you were drafted to start, and it's not happening. So, you know, he had, because I looked at it last year. I was curious as like how many targets and things like that. He had 8 games where he had 0 targets, 0 and 1 targets. So you got to see, is that his fault or is it Geno's fault? Because in camp and in games and live games, he was having issue getting separation against NFL corners. Yeah. So I think that could be a real problem, because and I explained to him, like, oh, he's like a Jacoby Myers. He's a bigger body. I'm like, yeah, but his route running's not crisp. His hands are elite. He doesn't drop the ball. Yeah. But the thing is, you got to get open to get those balls thrown to you, and he doesn't get open. So he doesn't have very much separation. And so you saw Tucker was the favorite last year. There was multiple games where Tucker was top 5 in separation per attempt. So there was one game he was like 5 yards of separation higher than the second player. So he had like he was burning people all day. He had an average of 8 yards of separation, and the next guy was like 4. So I don't think the separation's there. He needs to learn that. I think Pete Carroll didn't give him the coaching necessary for him to develop those skills. But the problem with me with Jack Bech, and this is where you look at like the hindsight, he's not a small wide receiver. He's not speedy, but then he's also not a big body like Mike Evans. He's like right in the middle. So Nalor's the same size. Nalor's like 6'1", 190, 200 pounds. So, and Nalor's faster. That's the difference. Yeah. So I really think Jack Bech is going to struggle this year being wide receiver 3. And that kind of puts the writing on the wall if he's wide receiver 3 this year, because it's like, well, he's a second round pick. He's not going to be more. He's going to, hop around.
Think he'll just kind of fade away. Think he'll kind of fade away after that.
Just one of those. Yeah, exactly. And it's sad because he's a second round pick and he's such a nice guy. You wanted him. You drafted him to be a 1,000-yard receiver. And I don't see that happening after his rookie campaign.
Yeah. Last year was a wasted year, man. I mean, I know they said a lot about Thornton too with his route running, but I feel like when Bech did get the ball, it looked nice. You know what I'm saying? But I can say that about all wide receivers, but I just hope this year he does, like, when camp comes, I hope that he shows up. So the beat writers aren't like, hey, we haven't seen this guy, because if they're saying that, the coaches are going to be feeling the same thing as well. You know what I mean?
We were saying that at camp last year when he was playing. We're like, so in camp last year, Thornton stole the show. Thornton was bigger, faster, stronger. He was burning people because people didn't realize how fast he was. And like the first 2 weeks of practice, the corners were creeping up on him, and he was the speed is instant. Like, you see a long guy like that, you think, oh, it's going to take him a minute to get up to speed. No, with him, the speed's instant. He just can't run routes. So every time he caught the ball, it was like a busted coverage, or somebody didn't pick up fast enough, like a linebacker on a drag route or a post, or he ran like a fade or a streak. That's when he got the ball. It was deep routes and busted coverage. It wasn't because, oh, I can out route this guy. No, when it was a short routes, the corners were all over him. But Jack Bech last year in camp had no separation whatsoever from anybody. Sure hands, no separation. That was a problem. And we started to see that. We're like, shit, dude, can this guy separate from NFL caliber cornerbacks? Like, this might be a real problem. So hopefully some of the coaching gets there, but I think they're prepping to draft a wide receiver 1 next year. So Besh might just be a wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 for us and kind of fade out, kind of like a Hunter Renfrow. Maybe have one good year if somebody gets hurt, but other than that, I just don't see it. And I don't want to be negative about it. It's just we expect so much from him, and I think we over expected because where we drafted him.
Yeah, and definitely if we don't see it this year, man, he's definitely gonna fade, man. They'll probably give him a couple good plays and a couple tries just to be like, let's see. But I think eventually he'll fade. Somebody on Instagram said Tucker and Besh finna pop off. Flocka Pinazola said that. I mean, we hope. You know what
I mean? I think Tucker is just because Cousins is gonna be able to get in the ball. But the thing is, I think Tucker's going to overperform for what he is. And we're getting right into that. Tucker is wide receiver 1, the pros and cons. Yeah. He's going to overperform because of what he is. He does get separation, but where Tucker has issues is against big physical corners that can press him. He can't beat him. Yeah. He is fast with them. But the other part is that he's not a red zone threat. He's too small. So he has a lack of touchdowns. His size limits what he's able to do. So from 20 to 20, he's elite. He's great. He's awesome. Yeah. Once you get inside at 20, no. He disappears because he's too small. And that's where you have Brock Bowers. But at the same time, it's like, do you really want your wide receiver 1 to be 5'6", 180 pounds or 5'9"? And I did a video. People were like, you're a fake fan, this and that, because I pointed out numbers from NFL history. So,
but it's true though, bro. It's true.
It is true for wide receivers his size. So Wendell Robinson was the first player at 5'8" to ever catch for 1,000 yards, period, in NFL history. Trey Tucker's 5'9". There's only been a handful of good wide receivers that had actually a good careers at his size. Steve Smith was number 1. Then you had Wes Welker. Somebody's trying to say Tyreek Hill. I'm like, Tyreek Hill's a little over 5'10", and he's ripped out of his mind. There's a difference there.
Yeah.
And he's faster. And but at 5'9", it's very limited. It's like Wes Welker, a couple like T.Y. Hilton, who had a couple of years. Yeah. And all the guys that were good had Hall of Fame quarterbacks throwing to them. So it was like Hilton had Andrew Luck. Wes Welker had Tom Brady, and we got Kirk Cousins on the Trey Tucker. I'm like, you can't expect the same. And Steve Smith had what? He had Cam Newton and a couple other people throwing to him, and he did really well. He was the best undersized wide receiver ever. So I don't think Tucker's that. I try telling people that because people will focus on, like when we drafted AOC. They'll say, oh, Tom Brady was a late round draft pick, so that means AOC can succeed. I'm like, that's not how it works, man. That's striking gold. It's getting a diamond out of coal. Like, that's not a thing that happens all the time. So relying on that is something that you really shouldn't do. You should draft the talent. But I really think Tucker as a wide receiver 1, he'll get close to 1,000 yards this year. I really think he'll get around 800. He won't get 1,000. He's too small, and he's going to have limited because of what we're going to spread the ball around. But that's kind of what I think about him.
But you did make a good point about the red zone threat. He is kind of small for the red zone threat.
He's not a red zone threat.
And I feel like last year they used Jacoby Myers a lot in the red zone and Brock Bowers. You know what I mean? Because like I said, he is a little bit smaller. You know what I mean?
So like with Hunter Renfrow, he was good enough in the red zone because his route running was so crisp.
Yeah,
he was able to get off the line and run those dig routes, and they couldn't keep with him. So he'd always get 3-4 yard touchdowns. Tucker doesn't do that. He's more of a speed guy, and when you got all those guys boxed in the 10-yard line, your speed is really negated. So it's like you got to rely on those route running and get somebody to break their ankles, and he doesn't really do that.
Bro, Renfrow used to have him a little 45-degree, like, dude, he was just like.
I got a full minute of highlights of Renfrow just breaking people's ankles in short yardage. Like, that's what he did. He was good at it. Yeah, he was just small, and again, small bodies, it takes a toll because you get hit. Now Tucker doesn't get hit like Renfrow did because Renfrow got clocked a few times. But that big hit comes in from that 6'2" safety on Tucker. It's going to hurt him. And it's been 3 years, God forbid, but it may happen sooner or later. That's why you get worried about these small wide receivers. They don't have the durability.
Yeah. I'm just glad when he gets hit, he's able to take the hit. I don't really see him like fumble too much. You know what I mean? So
no.
Yeah.
He gets out of bounds, and he's smart. He should. You're 5'9", 180 pounds. Don't try to get that extra yard when you're 15 yards down the field. Go out of bounds. Pull the Tyler Lockett. Just fucking fall over, That's what Tyler Lockett did for 12 years. He just falls down. He knows. He's like, I'm small. I don't want to get hit. I don't want to get injured. I'm just going to fall down.
Yeah. It's smart, though,
So, it is. But see, people are on the train about getting a vet wide receiver. And you know me. I've been saying this since day one. Saying day one. Diggs, Hill, somebody like that. Sign him. Diggs is obviously the favorite. I know he's drama. I know he's a prima donna. I know he brings all that baby mama stuff, but guess what? He played in the Super Bowl last year and we didn't. And he's a 1,000-yard wide receiver.
True.
So why not sign him? You want to make your team better. The goal is to win, right? The goal is to win.
Of course.
That's our goal. Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. Does Diggs help us win?
Yeah.
I think he does.
Yeah.
So,
sure.
and people like, oh,
I think he automatically elevates to that wide receiver one. Just being honest.
I say he's wide receiver one. I think he takes us from a bottom wide receiver core to a 15 to 20. I think it puts us like in the middle, just the mid range, because we have Brock Bowers. I think puts us in the mid range, but automatically Tucker becomes wide receiver 2, which he's going to be better at. He's not going to be better at wide receiver 1. So I'm all for signing Diggs. We have the money, we have the cap. You let Mendoza get in there at the end of the season with him and work with a true wide receiver 1. It'll pay dividends because Diggs will know what's up. And Diggs and Cousins played together. So Cousins is good at getting his players the ball. They will have stats. We just won't have wins.
I saw Debo on the list, and I also saw Hopkins, DeAndre Hopkins on the list too. But what do you think about
Hopkins
them? Are you just, he is kind of past his prime. He is kind of past his prime. Yeah. He's kind of
and Debo looks like a tank right now. You see how chunky that dude is right now in camp? He has like a beer belly. I'm like, no, stay away from the
year, I feel like, how many yards did Debo have last year? I don't even know. I didn't even pick.
I'll have to look it up. I don't remember. I know he didn't have that good of a year.
I didn't think it was that good of a year last year,
It's the thing is, like, to me, he's not necessarily, plus he's 30. He's not necessarily a wide receiver 1 to me. He's more or less like a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I always saw him. Like, he's
727 receiving. Look like you said, 727 receiving and 75 rushing yards. So 802.
Yeah, so like what? That's and he started 12 games out of 16. He hasn't had a 1,000-yard season since 2021.
Yeah.
So he's not a wide receiver 1. He's more of a gimmick guy. He's a guy. So Debo to me is somebody you bring in as like a wide receiver 2 or to pair up with somebody. Like say you have 2 number 2s. So he's a high level number 2. You pair him up with the number 2. You pair him with number 1. That's what Tucker is, and I keep telling people that Tucker is a wide receiver 2. He's a very good wide receiver 2 because people think wide receiver 2 and they think, oh, T. Higgins. I'm like, no. Yeah. Any other team in the NFL, T. Higgins is the number 1. Like, 15 teams.
Where do you fit Naylor into that? Are
he's
you
a number 2
really say that because we don't know because you don't like.
So you have to think behind Jefferson and behind Addison was Nalor. He's a deep threat, so he's a wide receiver 3. On our team, he's wide receiver 2, and I think he's going to compete with Tucker for reps. I really do. I think he's going to compete with Tucker for receptions too. It's just I see wide receivers like Tucker. I'm like, he's a speed guy. He's a gimmick guy. Get him things. Gimmick sounds bad, but you give him screens, you do reverses, you get him the ball in his hand in space. That's your goal because of his speed.
Yeah.
So, but with somebody like Nalor, he has a route tree. He's big enough to beat press. He's fast enough to beat deep. He's speedy enough to break away and be a deep threat. That's what his nickname's Speedy, for God's sakes. Even though he ran a 4.5 out of combine, plays way faster than that.
Yeah.
He's almost 6 feet tall, 190, 200 pounds. So he's bigger than all of our wide receivers besides Besh and Thornton, and he can actually run routes. So I think at that point, he's probably going to take over wide receiver 1 at some point this year, or he'll be wide receiver 2, but he'll get more targets because I think he'll be open more because cornerbacks are going to decide like who do we cover with our number 1 cornerback? Is it going to be Tucker or is it going to be Nor? And I think they're going to go with Tucker.
Yeah, I also saw too on ESPN when they were speaking about it. They were talking about how like the Raiders could make a push because the wide receivers ain't really getting paid as much. You know what I mean? It's not like it's not so big of a payday. You know what I mean? Like the quarterbacks and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So they could. I don't know exactly how much cap space they got left, but I mean, if they maybe did like a 1 or 2 year, maybe you know what I mean. They can probably push it. Maybe 1 year deal. I'm not sure, but I know sometimes these players want to get locked in for more than like.
For Stefon Diggs, we can 100% afford him for a year. He's not going to make that much.
Yeah.
And because we're after this, after the draft, after free agency, we still have 20. It looks like 23 million, give or take, and they've probably got a couple people that are still unsigned. So it's probably somewhere in that range, 10, 15. But we can afford somebody. That's it. We got enough contracts we can restructure, and you got to think about this too. We're going to be releasing a lot of guys, so you're going to have a lot of $1 million contracts come off.
Yeah.
You're going to have different contracts coming out, things like that. So, and it's just, I think we're going to go young this year. So I think
So
a lot of
you
young guys are going to make team. I think you're going to see.
You still got Hill in the runnings too, even coming off the injury. Not seen him yet, or what?
I mean, it's throw him a few $1 million in a structured contract. Like, hey, go beat somebody, deep and see what's up. Because like I think at this point in time, even with injury, I think Hill's still better than Tucker. Man, I hate to break it to people. Like it may be an unpopular opinion. Diggs, without a doubt, still better than Tucker.
Yeah,
Diggs had 1,000 yards on a Super Bowl team, better than Tucker. Hill, that's up in the air. I'd say like 60-40, 70-30 because of his injury. But it just depends how he bounces back from it. A lot of wide receivers have. I know he's a lot older. Yeah. He's 32 years old. He's at the end of his career, pretty much lost a step, that sort of stuff. So, but 2 years ago he had 1,800 yards, and then last year was the first time since 2018 or 2019 when he had an injury, he didn't have 1,000 yards, and he's playing with all the garbage quarterbacks. So, I think he can do a 800 to 1,000 yard season without even trying, and I'd say 5 to 7 touchdowns, especially with a good quarterback.
Yeah, he'll.
All the drama, people are staying away from him, but I really do think that if a Super Bowl contender gets him, it's going to be a nasty threat.
Do you think the Raiders will make a push for him or no?
Not for Hill, no. I see you're wearing the Dolphin colors right now, so you might be in agreement with that.
Come on, bro.
But no.
I think. Do you think that they would make a push for a vet? What do you think?
Diggs. Diggs is the only one that makes sense. But he has a lot of drama. That's the problem. That's why teams are staying away from him. Dude has a mouth. He's not a locker room guy.
Yeah.
So it's just I really do truly think it would benefit Mendoza if Mendoza is going to play half the year, but they're not going to do that. I think they're going to go young and see what they have and draft a wide receiver 1 next year. To me, that's a smart move. Like now. Say this was a year from now, we still didn't have a wide receiver 1. Then I'd be like, 100% we're going to get them because we need a target for Mendoza. We're not doing that this year.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. So now we're talking about Besh. So now if we do get a wide receiver, do you think Besh develops at all?
Think he'll develop?
Yeah.
No. I think if we do sign one, that's gonna be kind of like a little bit of icing on the cake, a little bit, trying to say like we're gonna move a little bit,
move in a different direction.
Because that kind of pushes them further down the chain. You know what I mean? I feel like
Spytek's guy though. Spytek drafted him, so that's the other part. That's what confuses me. It's like, did they give up on him already?
Yeah, but if they do, I do think even with bringing Naylor in, that pushed him a little bit down. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like down the chain. That's just my honest thought. You know what I mean? What do you think about it?
So you have Tucker, you have Nalor. So you think Tucker and Nalor are wide receiver 1 and 2?
I think they'll be battling for it. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So then Besh should be number 3.
Well, what's the other guy? What's the name that came in?
Malik. Was it Benson?
Malik Benson. I don't. Well, I can say Besh could be 3. I would say. But also I don't know how Thornton's looking either because I haven't heard him say anything bad about Thornton yet. I know his route.
They haven't said anything good about Thornton either.
Yeah, they haven't. You know what I'm saying?
He's the body right now.
Yeah.
So you have so Besh is going to make the team. That's wide receiver 3. So 4, 5, and 6. You have 3 spots that are open. You have Jackson. You have Derek Young, which is a special teams guy. That's one of Kubiak's guys. Then you have Thornton and you have Malik. So you have 4 guys for 3 spots pretty much.
Yeah.
And then you have a guy, I always forget the white guy, Bachman, a couple other guys like that, camp bodies. Yeah. But you basically got
Jackson. I would like to see Jackson, man.
I've been saying since day one, I want Jackson over Young. I want Jackson over Young, period. Yeah. Because Derek Young, if you get people don't know who he is, look him up. Yeah. Great special teams guy. Can't be a wide receiver for the life of him. He can't run routes, doesn't catch the ball, barely gets thrown, has like 5 receptions over his entire career. Does not bring anything to the table as a wide receiver. I think it's easier to teach Jackson how to play special teams. It's just easier. And we got enough guys that are speedy to where we don't need Young playing kick return. We got enough guys. So for me, you know what I want? If Hemby makes a team, I want Hemby back there returning kicks. I think that would be fun to watch. You throw a running back there. You say, hey, you're our 3rd running back on the depth chart. Go return kicks. Like they did with Laube. But he's explosive. So I think it'd be a good fit.
Yeah. Laube still, I feel like he I don't know, because he was kind of doing a running back thing for a while, but I feel like, man, he was fumbling a lot, man. he was fumbling a lot, and they started using him more.
Yeah, he had his chance, and it just didn't work.
Yeah,
I mean, there's
him
not
and
much you
Zamir
can do
White.
about it.
Him and Zamir White were like a toss-up, man.
Zamir White. I know. Is Zamir White still a free agent too? Nobody signed him, huh?
I think so. Nobody signed him. Yeah.
And then what? Devin White's still a free agent. Adams is still a free agent. Who else? Is Jack Jones on the team yet?
No, I think he's in Miami. No, ain't he in Miami?
Is he still? I don't know what his contract was.
Oh
after
no, or is he at the Niners? I think he went Miami. I think he went to the Niners now, bro.
Oh, okay.
If I'm not right, I know I think he's in Niners now. I think he got 1 year with them. I think Miami let him go, and I saw him post something else. I think he is on. I think he is over there.
I just tell people one thing. I was like, there's a reason when we sign a player and the next year he's a free agent and doesn't get signed. I'm like, there's a reason for that. It's because they're not good.
For sure. For sure.
And we tend to do that a lot.
We do.
Now, one of the things I did want to bring up too. What do you think about our offensive line? Like, what do you really think? Like, who's going to run the tackle position, the right tackle?
Bro, I don't know, man. It's man, that offensive line, man, is I don't know, man. It's a mess, dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know, bro. It's hard to even say who is going to be at what spot, man, at this point, man, because I haven't even really paid attention, man. Like, because I'm just like the O line is just like a mess, bro. You know, I know we talked about the O line last year. It's just we don't know what's going on, man. I don't know. What you mean, like who's going to run it? Like be the top dog over there?
I mean, who do you think is going to get tackled? You think it's going to be Zune? You think it's going to be Grant? Do you think it's going to be Glaze? Like, who do you think's going to win the tackle position? It's going to be one of those guys.
I don't know about Glaze, man. I don't know. Grant, I don't know, man. Glaze, I don't know. I mean, dude, I don't know, bro. Honestly, man.
We can't. I tell people we can't fix everything in one season. Glaze is going to be a liability there at right tackle. He's one of those guys. Same thing as Zune. He's more of a guard because he's slow. And I think Glaze would be a good guard. But the thing is, we have a bunch of guards. We don't need another one. We need a tackle. Yeah. We need a right tackle. That is our weak position.
Yeah.
I would love to see Zune play right tackle.
Yeah.
He's a little bit undersized, but I think he can adapt a little bit better than Glaze did, and he could be serviceable. It'd be like one of those guys like, hey, we're going to have you play tackle and then maybe move you to a position in a couple of years. Like we did kind of with Robert Gallery, like one of those guys.
Yeah.
And move you to guard, you'll be better because you're undersized. But I think Zune is probably the most talented out of those three. Yeah. But he doesn't have the measurables that Grant and Glaze does. That's the thing. It's like people look at the arm length. He has little T-Rex arms. It's the same thing as remember Campbell from Patriots?
Yeah.
So Campbell has short arms. So that's where like he needs to play guard. His arms are too short. And then when he plays elite pass rushers, he gets the crap beat out of him because he can't make contact. So Zune's the same thing. Zune's arms are shorter than Campbell's, but he's hella big. He's like 6'7", 6'6". But he just has short little arms.
A lot of people were talking bad about Glaze last year, man. They were saying a lot of stuff.
Dude, Glaze was so bad. I remember I saw one of the pass rushers. I can't remember who it was. It wasn't anybody good. The guy beat him off the ball, got one hand into his chest, and drove him with one hand, had leverage all the way back into Geno Smith. I can't remember. I want to say it was the Giants maybe is one of their pass rushers, but just made him look like he was backpedaling and then ran into his own quarterback.
Yeah.
Because the guy was pushing on his chest. I was like, dude, this guy's so bad.
Dude, that O-line is, man, I hope we see a little progression in that, man, because that's going to determine a lot this year. We don't have a lot of QBs, even on that roster that we have right now, that can be, like, mobile to run. You know what I mean? Just being honest. So if that O-line is horrendous like last year, man, and, dude, it's going to be rough for these plays to develop, no matter who's throwing that ball. You know what I mean?
Maybe next year, instead of a wide receiver, we draft a tackle. I can see it happening.
Yeah, they need to fix that, dude. If it don't look better, Raiders in trouble. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and you look at that. So look at, people like the Chargers. What did they did? They like, oh man, our quarterback gets the crap beat out of them. Let's start investing in the offensive line. And they got one of the best offensive line, one of the best tackles in the NFL now. So it's just, I really think
Chargers just had a lot of injuries last year on their line.
Yeah.
They had a lot of injuries, so their line is good. They just had a gang of injuries, man.
I really do think that. Yeah, that's a toss up for me. It's like, are we going to draft a tackle or wide receiver? It depends where we fall. If Jeremiah Smith's there, we're drafting him. Period. End of story. We're drafting him if he's there. But if he's not, then I think we're going to go with the tackle. And it's not a sexy move, but it's a smart move.
Yeah.
Because it's going to protect Mendoza and protect your investment.
Yeah. So you want to bring up that Hondo conversation?
So Hondo has me blocked. Hondo Carpenter has me blocked. He's had me blocked for some time.
Really?
Yeah,
I said something. What? You said something to him?
You remember when he took the bath with his kid and the water was brown?
Oh, that was yeah. But I think
and his like nipples were showing. It was just weird. Like he's called Tub Time. I'm like, why is the water brown? And I reposted it, and he blocked me.
Have you seen him since then?
This is the problem. Like I read his articles. Like he's with Sports Illustrated. I read his stuff, but some of it's really good, and some of it's shit like that. Like where he's saying, "Oh, we're going to trade Max Crosby mid-season to the Niners." I'm like, no, we're not. We are not doing that. It's just not going to happen. It's if we trade Max Crosby, it's admitting defeat next year too, because you're not going to replace him with whatever you draft.
Right.
Then you have to worry about filling in the defensive position. Yeah, you're going to gain some cap space, but then you're going to have to sign a free agent to replace him or draft somebody, and you're going to start over. So I think he's going to be a Raider for the next couple of years. When he gets a little bit older, then maybe trade. But there's no way we're going to get 2 firsts for him again. That's the only reason we pulled the trigger. We're not going to get a deal that good ever again. So that's why I don't think he's going to be traded. And he's saying, oh, the Niners are going to trade him for a first round and a player. It's like you're literally trading him for a bottom first round and a serviceable player. That's stupid. Yeah. They won that trade. Even if he plays for 4 years, they won that trade.
So when I watched the video, I was like, is this something old or new? And then I was like, it's pretty new. And he's like, oh, it's some teams on the radar looking for him. And it's like, he kind of threw it out there like, we kind of know teams are going to be looking at players like that. You know what I'm saying? They're always going to be looking at players like that. But the way he kind of said it was like, I know a little insight that y'all don't know, that somebody's looking at, Max Crosby, the Eagles and the 49ers are going to be in the runnings. It's like, the way he kind of did you because obviously you watched it. I just saw the little clip that he put up, and I saw it on X. But I was just like, "Where's he going out with this? He's trying to get like some clicks or whatever, like you know what I mean?" Because it seemed like the same old news that we already know. It's already going to be, and I'm sure some players might still be looking at Max Crosby. You know what I'm saying?
I guarantee some teams are still looking at him. But the thing is, they're not going to get what they want, so they're like, "Why? Why would they do it?"
Yeah, and that's not like brand new news, bro. This is always every year. For the last couple of years, they even say before the trade deadline, oh, Max Crosby going to be gone because the Raiders not winning. We hear that every single year. You know what I'm saying? And he ends up being there. You know what I'm saying? Same thing when they sat him down the last game. You know what I mean? Last game or two. They're like, oh, Max Crosby's pissed off. He's mad. Of course, the dude wants to play. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be mad. But this is not nothing new. He's still there. Whatever happened with the trade, whatever. But like I said, he put it out there and he said, this is where he want to be. But the way Hondo put it out there, I did see that. And I was like, and I kind of just read into it. It was like, not nothing brand new, but he was just kind of like, I know some teams looking at him. And I'm like, bro, this is literally nothing new, Yeah,
and it's just, again, we have insider information. I got called by personnel for a dumbass for saying he was going to get traded. Like, it's like legit. Like, they're like, that's a real story. And I was like, I'm like, I think he's gonna get traded this year, and then it happened, and then it blew up. I'm like, all right, he's back. Let's fix our defense. That's cool. Yeah, like we got $30 million that we're not gonna spend. Let's go fix our team. But it's good to have him back. So he's the heart of our defense, and I think it's good for Mendoza for him to be there. Period. It's just good. It worked out the way it's supposed to.
He's one of those leaders, man. I mean, you want to have a guy like that out there playing. You know what I mean? You saw in the training and whatnot, he was there in the middle of camp or whatever, and he was getting the guys riled up. He couldn't really do too many activities, but he was one of the guys there making the guys, you know what I mean? Just making them feel good. You need that type of player on your team, you know what I mean? To make things better. But the way Hondo put it out there, man, I was just like, this ain't nothing new, bro. I mean, we're going to hear it.
You don't know insider information. Like, quiet. You heard this shit inside your head. That's what happened. He's like, it's
funny because like it'll die down for a little bit, and then it's like, okay, we don't hear nothing about Max Crosby, and all of a sudden, oh, Max Crosby back in the trade feed, and then like my boy's sending me the whole thing about the song. Oh, he said that he wants to be a Raider, bro. What song? What are you talking about? And I'll listen to the song, and I'm like, I had to send him the words. I'm like, bro, you gotta understand and listen to the words. He did not say brand new crib in the Bay. He said vague clay. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta understand that. You know what I mean? So that whole music video came up, but that's just weird how things trend like that, man. One person says one thing and then it just go back. But we will definitely hear it again that Max Crosby might get traded. to, Eagles or 49ers making a push for him. And they're like, oh, 49ers, this is a perfect fit for the Niners. All they need is Max Crosby. Like, yeah, you need more than Max Crosby, man.
You need more Max Crosby. You lost all wide receivers. So,
yeah.
Anyway.
They got Evans, man. They got Evans over there, man.
Hey, man, that electrical system is going to blow his ACL weekend. We'll just watch. He's going to get hurt, man. He's like, one day they'll move to that. One day they'll move to that.
Yeah.
But, all right, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Every Monday at 6:15, we're live for about 30, talking about your topics. Do mailbags, comment, we read them. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. And let's go Raiders, man.
Appreciate you guys. Peace.